Alright, this first page says, it's chapter 3, obviously, because it's just what we read, Escape. And it says, make a text-to-self connection relating to how Wilbur was feeling at the beginning of the chapter. This part of the book reminds me of the time. So, I'll explain real quick. What is this text-to-self connection? Well, you're gonna think about how Wilbur was feeling at the beginning of the chapter. If you look at the beginning of the chapter 3, which is chapter that we just read, well, he was feeling sad, right? I mean, it was a nice place. The barn was a nice place, and there were a lot of animals, and there were a lot of smells, and a lot of things in there. But at the same time, he was feeling a little sad because Fern was visiting, but they couldn't see each other often. He couldn't see Fern often as he did when he lived with Fern. So he was kind of feeling sad and desperate because she wasn't there to spend time with him. So, básicamente, esto lo que significa, este text-to-self connection, dice que vas a hacer una conexión entre lo que acabas de leer contigo. Te explico. Relacionado a cómo se sentía Wilbur al principio del capítulo, ¿verdad? Se sentía triste porque Fern no venía y el día pasaba, y cuando estaba afuera quería estar adentro, y cuando estaba adentro quería ir afuera, y estaba cansado de estar parado, pero estaba cansado de estar acostado. Entonces, aquí me dice, esta parte del libro, puedes hacer un dibujo o escribirlo, me recuerda al tiempo que me pasó algo. Me pasó esto, o que yo me sentía así, ¿saben? So, ¿cómo se sentía Wilbur en esa parte del libro comparado con alguna anécdota tuya que tú te sintieras igual que él? Por ejemplo, ahora mismo, ¿verdad? Que estamos todo el tiempo dentro de nuestra casa. ¿Qué pasaba con Wilbur? Es posible que nos podamos sentir como Wilbur dentro de un corral, ¿verdad? Wilbur vivía dentro de un corral. Pues es posible que nos sintamos como que atrapados. ¿Verdad? Eso es otro tema. Estamos encerrados, ¿verdad? Por nuestra seguridad, nuestra salud. Pero es posible que nos sintamos como Wilbur en ese momento, que él estaba encerrado y cuando estaba adentro quería estar afuera y cuando estaba afuera quería estar adentro. Tal vez no estamos solos, ¿verdad? Porque estamos con nuestra familia, pero no podemos ver a nuestros amigos. Ahora, te estoy dando esa idea, pero si tienes algún otro momento en tu vida en el que te sentías así, lo puedes poner, a ver. Eso es individual. Vamos entonces ahora a esta otra página. Explico en inglés y volvemos otra vez. Alright, so this part here says, E.B. White used descriptive language to describe the barn. Use words or phrases from the text to do the same. So over here we have the barn. You can color it if you want. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangles. What for? Well, we're going to use those to write down those descriptions that E.B. White made of the barn. And to give you a little help, they can be found at the beginning of the chapter. In my book, it's page 13. So here, and a little bit here, up here. Okay, when he says, in the second paragraph of the chapter, he says, the barn was pleasantly warm in the winter. Oh, and just at the beginning, like here, entirely. The barn was very large. It was full of all sorts of things. Okay, so en esa primera parte del libro, en esa primera parte del capítulo, esos primeros 2 párrafos del capítulo, nos dan descripciones. El autor, E.B. White, utilizó lenguaje descriptivo. Acuérdate que nosotros no estamos ahí, pero con ese lenguaje descriptivo nosotros nos podemos hacer una imagen en nuestra mente y nos podemos sentir como que estamos ahí en el barn. So, vas a buscar ahí al principio del capítulo, en esos primeros 2 párrafos hay descripciones del del granero, del barn. Son palabras o son frases del texto, ¿ok? Y los vas a escribir. Hay más de 6, pero solamente hay espacio para 6, a menos que hagas como yo y los ponga. Por ejemplo, I would love it if you would go back to the reading and look them for yourself. But I'm going to give you some of those descriptions. For example, the book says it was peaceful, it smelled of manure, smelled of grain, smelled of hay, it was warm in the winter, it was cool in the summer, it had ladders, milk pails, pitchforks, it was breezy, among other things. All right? And the last part here, I think I showed you the answers. Sorry. So here you have a true or false check off. It says, I'm trying very hard not to show you the answers, but I'm failing. All right, so you have 4 statements. You're going to mark if they're true or false. A little hint. 2 of them are true. Two of them are false. All right, so the first one says, Wilbur was happy to be at the Zuckerman's farm. Is that true or false? Was he really happy to be at the Zuckerman's? No, that's false because he missed being at home with Fern. So that's a false. All right, next up we have Fern was able to go inside the pen with Wilbur. Fern la dejaron entrar adentro del área, al corral de Wilbur. That's false. No. Her Uncle Suckerman, her Uncle Homer, let her sit there outside, but not inside the pig pen. All right, next up we have Wilbur's new friend was the goose. True, right? He spoke fast, and I try to do him justice. I made a lot of mistakes, but I tried to do him justice. But he was a fast talker, and he gave him a lot of instructions or directions to escape the barn, the pig pen. And so, yes, they kind of made friends. And the last one says, Wilbur was lured back into the pan with a pail of food. A Wilbur lo trajeron nuevamente a su corral con una bucket of food. Un canasto de comida. Yes, that's true. All right, here it is. All right, well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this chapter, which was very fun. And I'll see you on our final class, which is going to be the day of the final test, and we're going to do another chapter there. Although, I think we can do one on Friday, which is when we're doing our Storytime Fridays. We can do one there, and then the day of the test, we can do another. And probably we're going to be able to read the first 5 chapters, and you can do the rest on your own. I love you. I miss you. I wish we could be doing this together, all together in the classroom, but this is pretty good. I love you. Bye.